All right, so now we're going to talk about how to take care of your instrument. So there are two things that you should be doing pretty frequently. One is oiling your valves, and the other is greasing your slides. So I'm actually going to tilt my camera down here just a little bit. Okay, so you can see my valves. Now, with valves, you'll have valve oil. Okay. And what you're going to do, I'm going to show you with one of my valves. So these are the valves here, and I can loosen the valve at the top. Okay, so I don't want this part, I want it right at the top of this casing. Okay, so I'm going to do lefty-loosey, right? Turn lefty-loosey. Okay, and then I can pull this out, okay, and there's my valve. So what I want to do when I oil my valves, you can do this over the sink, you can do it over maybe like a rag or something that's used for cleaning, but make sure that wherever you are, whatever surface you're using, you're able to clean it up, so it can stain your clothing, so just be careful. So what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of oil on the outside of the casing. Okay, it doesn't have to be a ton. And again, you're going to want to do this about 2 times a week, or maybe once a week. Okay. Now when I'm putting my valve back in, I need to be really careful of the numbers. Okay. I hope you can see this here, but there is a number on the valve there. It should say number 1. There it is. Number 1 for my first valve. Okay, so when you're putting the valve back in, there are 2 ways to figure out if it's going to be in line. The first way is that the number faces the mouthpiece. The number is facing you. The other way is with these plastic dials. So I can put it in, okay, and if it's slightly askew, it's not going to go all the way in. I can turn it and hear that little click. And then I'm going to push down this valve just slightly and then line up the thread on my valve. Sometimes I turn it left first to hear that click to get it in line. This is the trickiest part, and then I can tighten it. Okay? So say my valve is not in correctly. I'm going to actually put it in backwards. Okay, so that means the number is facing away from me when it really should be facing me. So it's backwards now. And if I try and play, I can't blow any air in. So if that happens, all you need to do is check your valves. Turn that guy back around. Okay? All right. So you should do that with all 3 valves. Then, your main tuning slide, I'll turn it around this way, is this guy right here. So it should be able to move in and out pretty easy. Okay? This one was recently greased, so that's fine. It moves pretty well. Okay? This should maybe be like once a month, once every 6 weeks, something like that. Okay? So with your tuning slide grease, it'll probably come in one of these little jars here. Okay? And this is pretty easy. I'm going to open it up, put a little on your finger, grease the slide. I like to just do one side and then I'll put it in, whoops, and kind of turn it around so it gets all sides. And then when you put it back in, again, it really should just go one way where the spit valve is on the bottom. But you can see the longer side goes on the bottom. And you just wiggle it back in. Okay, never force it. And that should be, like I said, once a month or once every 6 weeks.